Gee, Brain, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
They're Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been spliced. They're Pinky and the Brain. Brain.
Welcome to Pinky's Podcast, Week 10. Overall, pretty gross week scoring-wise. Not many close games, not many high-scoring games. Gonna start with Jeff. He put up a hell of a week. 142 points. I think that's the highest score so far this year. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. Somebody probably put up 150. Whatever. Very impressive score. He beat Ben. Ben had 80. I mean, nobody would have stood a chance to Jeff putting up that many points. So I guess it's good that Ben didn't really waste like a 110-point week on Jeff when Jeff puts up fucking monster numbers. Not much to talk about there. I'm not going to get into how many guys scored like fucking 30 points for Jeff. Just know pretty much his whole team was just fucking monsters. Next game, Brian beat Espo 100-72. Brian's running back situation hasn't been working out too well for him lately, but he has fucking Josh Brown, the Giants kicker, who puts up goddamn 15, 20 points a week, which helps. That's nice. Wish I could get that. Espo's team, he had Cam Newton and DeMarco Murray crack double digits, and that was it. Ben's now 6-4, Jeff's 5-5, Espo's 5-5, Brian is 7-3. Brian's tied for first place. The other person in first place is Eddie. Eddie beat Kyle 101-63. Eddie's now 7-3. Kyle is 2-8. Eddie had pretty good games until you got to about the bottom of his lineup. For some reason, he was worried. He came over on Sunday night to watch the game with me. He was like worried for some reason that he might lose this game until Larry Fitzgerald and Chandler Catanzaro, or however you pronounce his name, had pretty good games. But I mean, when you win by 40 points, you don't need like 10 points out of Fitz, 13 points out of Fitz, and 15 from your kicker. I mean, I guess it helped that the Bengals just were the fucking Bengals last night. Prime time, can't show up, can't do anything. So Dalton didn't do anything for Kyle last night. Jeremy Hill didn't do anything, but he wasn't making up that deficit anyway, even if the Bengals played like they were the fucking 85 Bears. Then Davis beat Barnesy. Kind of surprised by this. I don't know how Davis keeps winning. It's disgusting. I hate it. Really, deep down in my core, just fucking despise Davis's team. When you look at the team, they shouldn't win. Davis should be like 2-8, but somehow he keeps beating teams. It helps when Barnesy puts up 54 fucking points. Lots of like even 100-point performances this week too. Brian had 100. Davis had exactly 100. Eddie was close. He got 101. Bad week out of Barnesy though. Carson Palmer showed up for him at least. That was just about it. And Davis had points from defense, points from kicker, and points from LeSean McCoy and LeGarrette Blount and Aaron Rodgers. Davis is now 6-4. Barnesy's 5-5. And then me versus Dwyer. For some reason, I didn't have the same passion this week as I usually do when I was facing Dwyer. The Dwyer disses, I kind of slacked on. I'll admit that. I don't know. I didn't feel the passion to really come up with some nice creative insults. Every day I'd think about it, and I'd give it like 30 seconds of my time, and it was always something like really, really bad. Well, at least by my standards. That's a mistake I made when I started the Daily Dwyer Disses. I set too high of a standard. I was way too mean, way too funny, way too creative. I was too good. Kept it up for a while. I think we're on like round 5 now of Daily Dwyer disses. This was a bad one. I'll admit that. I think I sent out 2 or 3 disses. None of them were blow you away funny. I slacked this week, and I think it shows in my team's score. I still beat them 78-60 because Dwyer's team is trash. Absolute garbage. Before we get into more about that, also slacked on the Smoke Show of the week. Wasn't feeling it when I did the podcast. I don't know if I'm going to be feeling it this week. Really, actually, I got to see who I'm facing next week. Depending on who I face, I might come up with something. Don't know if it'll be included in this podcast or if it will be a separate one, like I said last week. If it's a separate one, then I won't guarantee a Smoke Show of the week. But I was going to take all of Dwyer's engagement photos and crop his fiance out of them and just make Dwyer the Smoke Show of the week. Thought that would be funny. If anybody wants to do that for me, feel free. I'll take an extra Smoke Show of the week late. But I didn't feel like going in, downloading all of his fucking engagement photos and cropping everything out and then setting it into a fucking movie maker and putting Sexy Thing in the background for some nice sensual music so everybody can jerk off to Dwyer. But yeah, I beat him. Peyton Manning sucks. He had a huge game out of Adrian Peterson. It's a shame he used that when Peyton had 5 completions and 4 interceptions. D'Angelo Williams didn't show up. I was very happy about that. AJ Green didn't really do shit. Jimmy Graham didn't really do shit. Nobody on Dwyer's team really did shit. Thankfully, Arizona's defense also didn't do shit. I was terrified I was going to get a signature Dwyer 30-point defense game to just be a fucking backbreaker for me, since New England's defense didn't do much for me, and I had fucking Brandon McManus, the Denver kicker, who got a whopping 1 extra point. Fantastic. So I'm looking for a kicker this week. That'll be a waiver wire pickup. I don't give a shit. Somebody's got to do better than 1 point with fucking broke dick Peyton Manning trying to reach the end zone or even get in fucking field goal range. So now I'm 4-6, slowly creeping back into the picture. Dwyer is out of it at 3-7. I mean, it's a close league. I'm gonna have to win out. I know that, and even then, it's gonna be tough. Gonna check the schedule for next week. Fuck. Phone won't cooperate. This is great podcast material when the phone won't fucking load to show me the schedule next week. Alright, I'm facing Espo. How could I forget that? For some reason, I thought Espo was week 12. I got Espo next week. There will be a Smoke Show. It won't be in this podcast because I don't have enough time. It's going to be glorious. I don't even know what I'm doing yet, but it's going to be fantastic. Kyle and Barnesy are facing each other, the two I hate this league fucking every single week people. That should be fun. They can both just hate the league together, and I don't know. Hopefully Kyle wins. Knock Barnesy down a little bit so I can catch up in the playoff race. Dwyer's facing Jeff. I don't care about that matchup. Dwyer will probably lose, although for some reason Dwyer's projected for like 110 points every week. Once again, don't get it. Brian's facing Davis. I don't know. Somehow Davis will win. I don't know how. Davis will probably put up like 87 points. Brian will put up 82. And it's going to be disgusting. I mean, Brian should put up more than 82. But for some reason, it's when you face Davis. Ridiculous. And then Eddie's facing Ben. Whatever. I can't say anything bad about either of you two. For the most part. And so I really don't care. Whoever wins, wins. But I'm facing Espo. Oh, I'm facing Espo. I can't wait to beat Espo's ass 6 times in a fucking row. 6. Get ready for it, Espo. I'm coming for that ass.